If Poland gonna join, then all NATO going to join them.
Yep, Germany is definitely would join. Yeah, but the problem is that Ukraine is trying to drag everyone into this war.
Well, like I hear, some of the drones was coming to Belarus too. So.
Don't know. I don't know much about war or anything, but what I heard from the Hungarian news, which is controlled by Orban, it's Ukraine that really trying to get others involved.
But I think nothing gonna happen. They're gonna boost the defense and so on, and send some notice for Russia.
Okay. Here we are. Let's start trading. Okay. So how are you guys today?
Good, my friend, good.
Very good.
One position stopped out.
Yeah, the last one. I'm just about to send out the notification. After 50 pips. Let's see how much was the loss. I think it was like £200-300. What was it? 53.88. £125 loss. That's not too bad. Okay. So you should be able to see my screen.
PC on your pretty face.
Ah, let me fix that for you. Okay, how is it now?
MetaTrade and TradingView.
Okay, very good. So TradingView, you can see that the daily pivot is about 80 pips away, which is not good for my positions because all my positions just close to the daily pivot. So I'm gonna extend the stop losses a little bit to 41, 40. Even that is very low. Yeah, I'm gonna close this down, the top one, and I'm gonna leave this one just in case if the pullback comes a little bit lower to the daily pivot, because the daily pivot is at 36.42. Yeah, somewhere around there. I'm going to mark it. Pivot. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I marked it on TradingView as well, just in case. Welcome back, everyone. Today is 10th of September, and we have PPI today. Now, it was going well, but we have a pullback, most likely to the daily pivot. And if everything goes well, if the PPI comes out as forecasted, so lower than the previous one, so if the actual data is in line with the forecast, or even lower, then gold will revisit the previous all-time high. Otherwise, it's going to melt. So my best guess, or my guesstimate, is that we're going to have an inline forecast, actual data in line with the forecast. So we have good chances that price will hit a new all-time high today, because it's just PPI. Tomorrow is a completely different story because it's CPI, which is more significant than PPI. It has more attention than PPI.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Dorothy. Okay, there we go. We got 34 minutes to kill. Would you like some music?
Yes.
Why not? Or you could sing.
No, you don't want that.
Okay.
Still looking good, the 1000 pip, 970 pip trade from the bottom. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a deeper pullback today. Back to the daily pivot.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thomas.
Hello, Nino. How you doing?
How are you?
Very good. Tomorrow is the last working day of the week, and then I'm gonna have a long weekend as usual.
Okay, sounds good. I just have a question about your US13. Are you still in a buy?
Yes, you can see it's in a drawdown,
Okay.
but it's only like 18 pips.
Okay.
18 pips. Let me switch to my trading view on US30. Yeah, US30, if we have a lower PPI today, this wedge is going to break to the upside. So everything as it was in the morning, nothing has changed yet. If the PPI comes out, depending on the data, we might have a different situation, or my view could change.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. What's your bias for PPI data? New all-time high? Yes, I'm expecting lower PPI today, which means gold and US30 could hit a new all-time high. But for that, we need a lower PPI, significantly lower PPI. By the way, they got a question about tomorrow's CPI forecast. Is it higher than previous data? It's already played at tomorrow correction. Can you pull them more if the data will come in line higher than? It could be that the market is looking to tomorrow's PPI, CPI, but I think PPI is in my immediate view right now. So I would wait for PPI and then start thinking about CPI. Bro, do you trade after the news? I will stay 30 minutes after the news, 1 hour after the news. Will PPI and CPI push the market towards the same direction or different? Because tomorrow we'll have a CPI release too. That depends on the outcome. So I don't think that both PPI and CPI will point to the same direction, but it's possible. So if we have a hot PPI and a hot CPI, then gold and indices and everything else will melt after the disappointing labor market data revision, jobs data revision. You've probably heard in the news that the Bureau of Labor Statistics revised one of the US payroll data, the payroll gains, to minus 911,000, so it's close to a million. With this revision, the NFP, all the previous NFP for the last 10 or 11 months have been revised 50% lower, which is very disappointing. So anything is possible. And if PPI and CPI both come out hotter than expected, gold will melt. If PPI comes out soft or lower than expected, and CPI hotter, CPI is going to be the more dominant. If PPI is lower than the forecast you are saying, gold will go up. Yes, absolutely. Ezra Henry, gold sell. Yeah, anything is possible, brother. But give me some more context, Ezra. Why do you think gold is a sell since the data is not out yet? Is it because of the revision of the payrolls number yesterday, the payroll benchmark?
Sir Thomas, one more question.
Go ahead.
Do you think this still is a good chance to buy into the gold?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah,
Now.
maybe a little bit lower. Wait until, because price is now at $49, so 3,649. Maybe wait a little bit lower and buy around 41, 42. But this is I'm going to buy, so it's not a financial advice to you.
I know. Yeah, thank you. But I just wanted to ask your advice.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm going to do.
You're saying that to wait a little to go back to drop down to 41, then enter.
Yep.
It could happen. It could not maybe or not happen. Eh?
It could happen.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So if you look at my trading view right now, price is just pulled back, and I think there will be a better buying opportunity around 41, 42. So if you entering a trade, or those traders who are entering a trade with higher lots, I would buy for better buying opportunities at 3,642. But because I'm using a small lot, stop loss is not a concern for me. So shouldn't even use a stop loss, but because of good risk management and showing a good example, I did put a stop loss at 36.30. Is it better to wait for the result to come out, or do you think it will definitely go up in your opinion? Well, I don't have my crystal ball on me. One of my friends borrowed it, but yes, wait for the data, brother. But I'm bullish on gold today. How about crypto? We will talk about crypto next month when I start my crypto channel. But Bitcoin, if you haven't noticed, Bitcoin is following US 30. So let me show you Bitcoin chart. I will be bullish on Bitcoin, but since August, the end of August, market is moving sideways, and this is my expectation on Bitcoin. Should break to the upside, and we should see a new all-time high around 125k very soon. Actually, you know what? I'm going to enter into a Bitcoin buy. No, I'm not in a buy. Yeah, I'm going to enter now on a Bitcoin buy. Oh, that's Ethereum. Shit. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Just entered the Bitcoin long. Did I close one of my gold positions? No. Okay.
No.
Good.
Maybe the what was buy then that bad stop out. The one was your red.
Okay, guys, hit the like button on YouTube, please, because this is a free stream for everyone. So if you like the free streams, if you like the work I do, please support by liking the channel and hitting. I'll leave a comment, hit the like button, you know, things like that.
Thomas, are you going to buy a new Apple for yourself? What was coming out?
About what? Sorry.
Apple new phone. Apple phone.
Am I going to buy a new iPhone?
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah. Depends. I need a new iPhone. I have the 16 Pro, which is okay. Nothing.
What do you think they're going to be something new too, or it's just going to be skinny, like the
Air,
the Apple
Air.
like the finance. Yeah, I don't know, but the finance time there is news. The Apple launch skinny iPhone at small price despite tariffs cost.
What's the question?
Is there something new too, or just going to be skinny? What do you think?
Sorry, let me just lower the music. Can you repeat?
What do you think? Are there going to be something new too, or it's just going to be skinny?
Oh, like a technical development.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it will be faster and, you know, better camera and, you know, the usual things. But one of the reasons why I think the the new Apple Air, I've read an analysis about it on Bloomberg, that it's probably the first step of Apple to enter into a foldable phone market, because in China, the foldable phones, and in Asia in general, the foldable phones are very popular. And I think Apple is trying to get into that market. So this is the first stepping stone. Make a thinner phone and then try to fold it somehow.
Okay.
At least that was the analysts, what they're thinking. Welcome back, everyone. Today is PPI day. Our gold is pushing down aggressively to the daily pivot, which is sitting at 3,642. So it's only about 60 pips away. And I think there will be some good buying opportunities. So as you can see on my MetaTrader, especially on gold, I was buying the dips for the last week. And I have no intention to change, because when you look at the market, all the fundamentals are pointing to one direction, which is gold buy. So when you look at the government budget, well, it's government deficit. When you look at the risk of central bank independence, when you look at the threat of the tariffs, when you look at war, anything, any news that's in the headlines, when you look at the labor market data, we talk about that one, but most of the disappointing NFP last week, everything is screaming buy gold, buy gold. The only thing, the only time when gold, I'm going to start selling gold, is if any of these news change significantly. Right now, I don't see reasons why I should sell gold. But we have PPI today. We have CPI tomorrow, and we have interest rate decision in the US next week, Wednesday. So, you know, loads of things are going to happen from now until the end of the year. And people need to understand that news are changing, markets are changing, new information comes out every single minute. So just because I have a bias on Monday, it doesn't mean I'm going to stick to that bias on a Wednesday, because there's so many things happening in the world right now. And this is what I'm trying to teach people: to read as much as possible, to learn as much as possible, and try to interpret the news and always follow economic data. Because one economic data is deflationary, the other one is inflationary. You need to be able to distinguish between which one is more important. Like the revision of labor market data, which is the US payroll benchmark that came out yesterday, minus 911,000. This is the lowest in 11 years since they started this data set, this measuring. And this is why gold sold off yesterday. There was a massive drop. Since yesterday there was a massive drop, I think about 300. No, there was about 400 or 600 pips. But since that, the market replenished the loss, recovered the loss. This news has caused. So now you need to ask the question. I was in a long today and gained 50 pips, then I lost it. So you need to ask the question, like, is it a recession or is it just a weakness? There's a massive difference between the two. And you don't need to jump onto every bit of information or news immediately, because maybe the market thinks differently, that it's unimportant. There's a question what it means lower PPI. So today, welcome ladies and gentlemen, we have PPI coming out today in about 15 or 14 minutes. Now PPI is the producer price index, which is another tool to measure inflation, but it's not the same as the CPI because you have a supply chain, and on that supply chain you have producers and factories at the very beginning of the supply chain who are producing the goods and the services, and those goods and services are passed down the supply chain to wholesalers, to retailers, to brokers, to the end consumer, which is, measured the consumer price index. So producer price index measures the change in price of goods and services at the producer level, and the CPI measures the change of goods and services at the consumer level. So there's a massive difference. PPI is a leading inflation indicator. CPI is a lagging inflation indicator. This is very, very important. My expectation for PPI today is lower. So my expectation is in line with the forecast that you see on investing.com or Trading Economics. And for CPI, it's a different story. Let's focus on PPI now because we have PPI today and not CPI. So won't the drop continue effect on Monday when PPI released? That depends on the data. Guys, you need to look at the data. Please, please, please. You need to look at the data. Just because there was a drop yesterday, you need to look at the data. And it's very important. People are asking questions like, buy or sell gold. You need to look at the data. And if you join the Alpha FX community, I already provided the full breakdown for the guys in the Alpha FX community. And actually I'm going to send out the game plan or the playbook. So if you want to understand if you want my analysis and bias before the data comes out, if you want to understand and learn what it is, I already explained in the morning briefing. We had a morning briefing at 7 a.m. UK time, 7:30 UK time, and everything is sent out to Discord. All the fundamental analysis, which explains how to trade these news. So you don't need to think. I give all the tools and everything you need in order to be able to trade successfully these news. And when you look at the data, someone asked what's lower PPI and higher PPI. So if PPI today comes out lower than expected, that means at the producer price level, inflation is not rising, it's decreasing. And that is deflationary. That's another reason for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rate, even 50 basis points. And that's going to push gold higher because gold is not an interest-bearing asset. So that means that all the risk assets and gold, which is a safe haven, are going to profit from this interest rate cut. Because the markets are forward-looking, they look at PPI, immediately investors and traders are going to think, okay, so if PPI is lower, the Fed has to cut interest rate. It's simple as that. I hope it was clear. What's my prediction for gold pre-news? So for PPI, I'm expecting lower PPI, therefore I'm in buy of gold. Let's listen to some music. Tune. Do, 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 do. And we got 11 minutes. You are the best when it comes to fundamentals. Thank you so much. Are you holding the trade when news? Yes. I am holding the trade. So I'm expecting on PPI to be softer today, which signals a dovish Fed. So there's an extra reason why the Fed should cut interest rate. And now that the talks on the street are 50 basis point probability that the Fed is going to cut, I'm gonna go with the trend. And those of you who missed the joining fee for lifetime membership, check the YouTube chat. So I'm opening again a few memberships for £199 for, let's say, the next 30 minutes. So if you want to join the Alpha FX community, if you want daily webinars on high impact days, so today, the morning briefing, we have had a full discussion, full macroeconomic analysis, and I think I entered live today in the morning briefing into a trade. And if you want the macroeconomic analysis delivered to your Discord, like this one just now and today, all you have to do is go to alphafx.eu, or actually check the link in the YouTube chat. I'm going to pin it right now. And you will have all the tools and power to trade. Obviously, I don't see the data. I don't know what the data is going to be, and sometimes I completely misforecast. But about 80% of the times, I do follow financial markets and the US economy for many, many years. I started trading back in 2014, so 11 years, more than 11 years, 2013, 12 years now. I used to work on a fixed income desk for a Korean hedge fund. I was also on the cash equities desk. I worked for OTP Bank in Europe, which is one of the biggest Eastern European bank in the whole of Eastern Europe. I used to work as a capital markets risk manager for 15 countries. I was responsible the operation of banks in 15 countries. So go to alphafx.eu and become a member today. Where do you think it will head to if Fed cuts are teased? Think it will break all-time high? If the Fed or FOMC delivers a 50 basis point rate cut, yes, we're going to see gold all-time high, well above $3,700. Even indices. Yep, these are my positions. I have long position on gold. I'm buying every single dip that you can see on the chart. Lowest position only opened like a week ago, 5 days ago, almost 1,000 pips. You need to learn the fundamentals. You need to understand what drives financial markets. And I drive the factors which drive financial markets. Yesterday, there was a bit of a glitch in the system because the payrolls were cut back or revised to minus 911,000. But is it a recession or just a temporary weakness? Who knows? And today, let me just explain one more time. We have PPI today, which is an important inflation indicator. PPI is a producer price index and not a consumer price index. There's a difference between the two. So you can see that the producer price index is forecasted to be lower than the previous one. If that happens, that is another signal for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rate. And now people are talking about 50 basis point rate cuts. So if PPI today comes out lower than expected, that means at the producer price level, the cost of production, so anything that goes into production, land, labor, and capital, described by Adam Smith, who was the godfather of economics. So if the production cost goes down at the producer level, the prices on the consumer level won't decrease necessarily, because why would they change? Why would they lower the prices unless there's a price war? But it's a signal that inflation has stalled. Not decreased, but stalled. So it's a good sign for the Fed to cut interest rate. But if PPI today comes out higher than expected, at the producer level, you can be 100% sure that if the costs, if the decrease is not passed on to the consumer, the increase of the production will be passed down the supply chain to the wholesalers, to the retailers, to the consumers, right? Because if someone produces a liter of milk at a higher price, you and I, the consumers, are going to pay for that increasing cost. So when you look at the gold chart, if PPI today comes out lower than expected, gold will most likely visit 3,667. If it comes out higher than expected, gold will go back to the bottom of this channel to around 3,630. Simple as that, innit? Economics. Love it.
Indeed.
And tomorrow is going to be CPI, which is the opposite of, well, it's not the opposite, but it's similar to PPI, same but different. It's the consumer price index. So it measures the change of price of the price of goods and services at the consumer level. So that's a lagging inflation indicator, whereas producer price index is a leading inflation indicator. Oh, I like that shit. Yes, I think PPI will be lower. CPI, if you ask me about CPI, I think it's going to be higher. Yeah. This is how to make money. If you understand the data, you can make money. Thank you, sir, but the forecast is already very low. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Market always trade what they want to believe, and if the numbers align with what they believe, they're going to be happy. And if investors and traders are happy, the markets are happy, gold's going to go up, US 30 is going to go up. And by the way, I do have a long position on US 30. Remember that this is not financial advice. And we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So once again, if we have a lower PPI, gold will revisit the all-time high. If we have a higher PPI, gold will melt, and I'm going to be closed out from my highest position. And we have 2 minutes.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
What's your favorite time frame in which you're trading? The 4 hour?
1 hour and
Down.
4 hour.
1 hour and 4 hour?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, excuse me.
No, go
what
ahead.
about the 15 minutes and
Yeah,
5
it's
minutes?
good. It's good when you're looking for reversals. So if you have you watched the videos on the YouTube on my website?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all described there. So I'm looking for important price levels at the high time frame and looking for reversal signs at the lower time frame.
Thank you.
If the structure breaks at lower time frame, it's a good sign for higher time frame to increase.
1 minute.
Yes. PPI is out in 50 seconds. Remember, if PPI comes out hotter than expected, I will be closed out from my last position. If PPI comes out lower than expected, then happy days. I'm making money. And we got 30 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. PPI today is going to make or break the bank. Do I feel emotions? Nah. I'm Eastern European, we don't have emotions.
20 seconds. 15.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and PPI should be out. Oh, market is moving up. Market is moving up, so that means PPI came out softer than expected. Even without looking at data is not out yet, that the market is moving. That means PPI has to be lower than the previous one and even the forecast.
But it's trouble at moment.
Can anyone see the data?
Bitcoin went to the moon. Yeah, it's negative.
It's out
Yes.
minus
Yeah,
0.1.
Yes.
Negative. Negative spot one. Yeah.
PPI month to month is negative. That's a good sign. What about core PPI?
Both of them
Oh,
negative
correct.
spot
Both
one.
of them negative.
Guys, I'm running 1,000 pip profit on Bitcoin.
Nice, nice, nice.
1,000
Oh,
pip.
I'm running a profit on NASDAQ. Yo.
Very nice. Yes, I do have a position on NAS as well.
Nice, nice.
What did I say? Learn the freaking fundamentals. Then you can start trading. If PPI is lower than expected today, which is negative on the core level as well, gold's going to go up. Index is going to go up. Bitcoin's going to go up. The dollar is going to go down. If you want to learn the basics of trading, go to alphafx.eu. And you get delivered to your personal Discord full macroeconomic analysis. My trades and signals. You get morning briefings on the high impact days like today. The team already knew what to do because we have had a morning briefing today. PPI year on year just came out 2.6%. Let's have a look on the positions. Sorry. Bitcoin is in profit, 800 pips. The other one was US 30. Look at that spike. Do I not have a position on US 30? Oh, I didn't take it. Or did it? Shit, it hit take profit. Fuck.
That's a nice surprise. Oh, no, you didn't get in. Oh, I apologize. No, sorry, I thought you got in. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry for that.
I missed. Anyway, PPI today came out lower than expected. We're just waiting for the core PPI year on year. But that's good news. The market is waiting for the CPI tomorrow. So this is a sad reality, guys, that the PPI wasn't enough to push the markets into one big direction. So we have to wait for New York Open. Anyhow, last position is at 80 pips profit. I'm gonna put stop loss a little bit lower. And you can see it's moving up. It's still 81 pips profit. Core PPI is still not out yet. It's 2.8. That's lower as well. Okay, it just came out. You're going to see gold moving higher now. Should move higher. There you go. 80 pips profit.
I don't know why mine doesn't show me the core PPI year on year. I'm just seeing.
There you
maybe
go. It's on
I need to
my
choose it.
screen. It's on my screen. 2.8.
Okay, makes sense.
2.8. Yeah, maybe best to take profit because you can see that gold is now pulling back. So I think there's a profit taking now, and market is getting ready for CPI tomorrow and New York Open today, CPI tomorrow, and FOMC interest rate decision next week. Anyhow, we made close to 100 pips profit today. Why is it dropping? Could be profit taking. Longs are very, very, how to say? How to say when you have too many people in one place? Crowded. Yeah, longs are crowded. So profit taking. But when New York is opening, you're going to see gold pushing higher. You're going to see US 30 pushing higher. And in fact, I'm going to enter into a trade on US 30 now. Even though, yeah, 5 lot trade. Boom. on US 30. You can see I entered a long on US 30 because indices will pump. I'm still holding the trade long on gold. Market needs some time. Traders are taking profit. I hope to see 3,700 this morning. Probably you won't see 3,700 because PPI not as important as CPI, and CPI is only tomorrow. And then you have the interest rate decision next week. So you won't see 3,700 until tomorrow. And only if CPI comes out lower than expected, then you will see gold to 3,700. So anyway, if you want to join the AlphaFX community, one time I opened up the £199 joining fee again. It's in the YouTube chat, the link. For 20 minutes, it's still open and you can join. Instead of £599, you can join for 200 quid, 199. Yeah, another day, another dollar. We have won. Be careful because the market now is looking to CPI tomorrow, and the CPI forecast is inflationary, if I'm correct. But let me just double check. I think it was inflationary. So you better take profit if you haven't already. And this is why market is pushing down now. Anyhow, my job is done for today, guys. And I'm focusing on CPI tomorrow. I delivered to you another 100 pips today. Hope you took profit.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Thomas.
One final look on the Bitcoin position is still looking very good. It's at 1,000 pips.
I think if it doesn't follow through, it's gonna reverse a little.
Anything is possible, but Bitcoin is one of the beneficiaries of, the current environment.
So good.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Remember, gold is focusing on CPI tomorrow. So you better take some profit off the table and re-enter maybe at the daily pivot. We did 100 pips today and 1,000 pips on Bitcoin. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye all.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. And once again, guys, if you want to join the Alpha community, if you want a full macroeconomic analysis, fundamental analysis delivered every morning, and if you want live morning briefings in Zoom on high impact days like today and tomorrow, if you want to see my trades in a clear, concise format with stop loss, TP, entry, my method, everything is transparent. All you have to do is go to alphafx.eu and join. I recommend the lifetime membership, but not for $599. You can join for £199 if you use the link in the next 5 minutes in the YouTube chat. For 5 minutes, it's open. After that, no more discount. You can join for 600 quid. Thank you so much. Have a good day. This